Welcome to the Keisha Phillips Show. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for listening in. Every day I have set a goal to do a new episode each day. And with the way things are, the time that I may do that particular episode may varies. In the beginning, I had said that I wanted to have the new show out by at least 11 a.m. of the following day. But with other engagements and meetings and other things that I have going on, I may not always have a chance to do the new episode before 11 o'clock. And then sometimes throughout a day, I may do more than one episode. So basically what I want people to realize is that no matter when I do the episode, I am going to always do the upcoming episode. You're going to always have a new episode of the Keisha Phillips Show. And I just want my listeners to know that you can listen to the show anytime, anywhere, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Seasons 1 through 7 is available now. And you can listen to those episodes. You can still comment. You can still be a guest on the show. You can still let me know how you're feeling, if you have any input, questions, or suggestions. And I want people to know that my show is not a competition. I'm not out there competing against nobody in no industry. It doesn't matter whether you're a sports broadcaster, whether you're a professional basketball player, whether you play professional soccer. It doesn't matter if you're a news personality. It doesn't matter if you're an artist. It doesn't matter if you're on a cooking show. I'm not in competition with anyone. I'm doing this podcast out the generosity of my heart. I'm not getting paid to do this. I'm taking time out my day to be available to those that want to listen to the Keisha Phillips Show, that want to be a part of the conversation. My show is not for everybody. I'm not trying to cater to everybody. My show is for mature artists, people that are very mature, that are very intellectual, which means you got to be very, very intelligent. You have to be on a totally different level to be able to even much adapt to the Keisha Phillips Show. It's not for everybody. I'm not trying to cater to everybody. And the people that I am catering to, we vibe. We're on that same vibe. We're on that same frequency. And they on the level that I'm on, or either they damn close. I'm catering to people that understand what it is to have an income bracket higher than that current income bracket. People that understand that what it would take to have no more poverty, what it would take to end world hunger, what it would take to shape the government system, to make it better, to get results, to be productive. People that understand not advanced physics, but physics on a level where I damn near specialize in physics. That goes way beyond what you're learning in college. See, I'm not gearing towards the younger generation. I'm trying to help shape the younger generation and the generations to come. So the things that I talk about, for a lot of people, it's going to go way over your head. because we're on a different page. And when you're on a different page, it doesn't mean that you have to be Elon Musk. It doesn't even mean that you're going to be Oprah Winfrey. Because there's still what? 2 generations. And totally 2 different people on 2 different pages. But the only thing that they have in common is what? Wealth. That's what they have in common. Wealth. But the way they live their lives, everything else about them is totally different. Everybody can't relate to Oprah. Everybody ain't gonna even relate to Musk. Just like everybody not gonna be able to adapt to Warren Buffett. See, you got people in this world that have different levels of success. But one thing that they have in common, and one may have a little bit more than the other, and that comes down to money. M-O-N-E-Y. Money. Their titles are different. Their network is different. The things that they have done up to this point is totally different. 3 different people, 3 totally different lifestyles, 3 totally different resumes. But one thing that they have in common, and that's M-O-N-E-Y. And alone, their money does not shape this nation. It does not shape this world. Even if you take all their money combined, it's not enough to stop world hunger. It's not enough to end poverty. It's not enough to take the homeless people off the streets. It's not enough to change the lower class to the middle class to the upper class. The upper class to the elite class, or the predominant class, or the prestige class. Because all 3 have had money for years. And the way that they spend their money is totally different. Their lifestyles, their philosophies, their concepts, it's totally different. But the one thing at the end of the day that they do have in common is that all 3 are defined to have what? M-O-N-E-Y. Money. We're in season 8. And I am super excited to be in season 8 of the Keisha Phillips Show. Yes, I am super excited. I don't know what else to say, but I am excited to be in season 8. Warren Buffett is 93 years old. He was born in 1930. Do you know how much he have seen over the last 30 decades? Okay. The last decades he's been around. He have seen tremendous things in his lifetime. And one of the things that I wanted to share was not one of his books that he's wrote, because he's wrote many, but I just wanted to share one of his quotes. And one of his quotes is that I like is, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. That's one of, and I think that quote by itself is priceless.
He also quoted, "You can't make a good deal with a bad person. That's like doing business with the devil. Price is what you pay. Value is what you get." Remember that. Price is what you pay. Value is what you get. In one of my episodes, I talked about that. And if you have the opportunity to go back and listen to anywhere between seasons 1 through 7, then you're going to find that I have quoted some amazing things about Warren Buffett. And one thing that I adore about him is that how he lived his life. He don't live his life to impress others. He lived his life with custom values, traditional values. And those are the values that even today, even with his form of wealth, even with all his success, even with everything that he has achieved and accomplished, he lives his life by his means, his standards, his terms. He still drive a car that he didn't have for years, but I tell you what, it's paid for. He still live in the same house that he been living in for years, but I guarantee you it's paid for. It's a whole lot of ways he could have did a lot of things different. But he lived his life by traditional values, his morals, his standards. And I respect that so fully. You take Oprah Winfrey, and one of her favorite quotes that she quotes, she said, "Turn your wounds into wisdom." She said, "When you undervalue what you do, the world will undervalue who you are." I'm going to say that again. When you undervalue what you do, the world will undervalue who you are. Doing the best at this moment puts you in the best place for the next moment. How many people understand exactly what that means? Your legacy is every life you touched. Fill everything with love, because every moment you are building your legacy. See, it's not always for some people about the status, having the biggest house, having the most predominant business. But it's about touching the lives of others, helping others to grow, to develop, to be the best version of themselves. See, we all can live our life on different levels. You hear me talk all the time about self-love. To love yourself is a never-ending journey. And that's one thing about you I always find about me. I'm going to love myself no matter what. I'm going to always believe in Keisha Phillips' potential, my potential to be successful, my potential to be the best that I can be, my potential. Not what nobody else's, no one else's opinion. It's not about what nobody else thinks. I don't need nobody else to validate who I am, because I'm gonna always validate who I am, because I am somebody. I don't have to live my life by the status. I don't have to live my life and be defined as the most wealthiest person on earth. But it doesn't mean that I cannot be that woman. At 70 years old is Oprah's age. She's the same age as my mother. And when I think about her journey and all the different things that she's done throughout her years, You don't find that in everybody. You have to always think about the good, the bad, the ups, the downs, the ins, the outs. One of the things about Oprah that I admire is that she has done so much for the disadvantaged. And not just in the United States of America. You know, and when I think about the Keisha Phillips show, I think about the Oprah Winfrey show. I think about the podcast. You know, I think about all the things that she has done, all the lives that she has touched. That's what I think about. When I think about people that I can look at and say, who have did what I'm doing and have measured up to success, I think about Oprah. Her podcast touches my life. I think about pastor like Joel Osteen. I don't know how many books Joel Osteen has read, but I promise you, I think I have read them all. It may have been maybe within the last 3 years, a few books that I may not have read. But when you start talking about my best life now, I have read his books. I have followed his life, his journey, his message. And it's not just his message, it's the message of his wife, Victoria. You think about the way that they have shaped and tried to transform their message, the message that so many need globally, throughout the world. But it's not just Joel Osteen. Just right here locally, you know, at one point I was going to a church and we call him Pastor Mike. It's not always about the color. So when I think about that, I think about a lot of influential people that has influenced my life through the years. And I still, today, I look at the things that they do and I look at them as role models. I look at them as positive inspiration. And it just tells me that it doesn't matter where you are in life, you can achieve your dreams. You can achieve your goals. And that's what I think about. That's what I live off of, you know, that truth. You know, and I think about a lot of the great people that I've followed through the years. You know, Jack Canfield, you know, Chicken of the Soul. I know everybody know his books. You know, I think about Bob Proctor. You know, I think about the people that was in The Secrets. You know, Lisa Nichols. And all these people have been an inspiration into my life because I love to read. And when I can find an artist, an author that can captivate me, not only mentally, but I can pick up their book and I can read it and I can learn from it. I can understand their message and it can really be a major part of my life. That's where I'm at. You know, I think about the 7 habits of successful people. I think about the journey of my life and the things that I have done. The things, you know, when I think about books like The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, these are books that I have read. You know, I think about my journey. And all I'm doing at this point in my life is trying to help others to also have a positive journey. Because I know that it's not easy. You know, when I think about book clubs and all the things that I've done throughout the years, trying to just help others to just get on that level. See, when I went to school and I decided that I wanted to get my degree, and then I got my master's, and then I decided I wanted to, work in a pharmacy, so I'm licensed to be able to do that. And then I, wanted to know both sides. I just didn't want to just fill medication. I wanted to be an advocate for healthcare. I wanted to be an advocate for people because I know what it costs for medication. I had to learn every medicine out there. Not only the brand, but the generic, but not only that, but their classifications. I have to know their side effects. I have to know how they contradict with other medications. So I'm not going to settle and like I ain't somebody, because God damn it, I am somebody. I'm not going to settle for mediocrity when I deserve so much more and I am capable of so much more. I'm not going to live below my means or below my standards just to please other people. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to settle for average when I deserve the very, very best. You hear my dog barking in the background because when she see me get upset, she gets upset. But I'm not going to settle for the bare minimum when I should be in the upper class. I'm not going to live my life like I'm in the lower class when I'm in the upper tax bracket. I'm Keisha. Continuance coming soon. And you've been listening to The Keisha Phillips Show.